Hello, and welcome back to South Coast Busways, where we're looking out over a completely random part of the New Forest because I forgot to put the camera somewhere vaguely attractive for the first bit. So let's go to the focus for this episode, which is Standard Way, the garage in Fareham, which currently has 92 buses, including a bunch of Optare MetroCities, which have just come back from their recall. And a bunch of these Right Eclipse 3s, some Enviro200 MMCs, more Eclipse 3s, more MMCs, these small Eclipse 3s that do the Whiteley Village, I think they're the W1 and W5, or W1, no, it's a W1, W5, yeah, just those. Then the tiny little Optare Solo SRs that do the other Whiteley Village services. So, the cards for today are, let's move as many buses as possible from, or let's move some buses around. And the way that that's going to happen is the Metro Cities here are going to stay here because they do a network, the local network just down the road in Portchester. We're going to swap some of the EMs, the 9.7 meter MMCs, the one of which is here. We're going to move some of those over to Fitzwygram Way, which is the garage in Havant, that has a bunch of them for the local network around Havant and Waterlooville. And we're going to exchange those for these StreetLites, because these are kind of the odd ones out at this garage, even though there are some Eclipse 3s here now. This is going to be a very sort of ADL heavy garage. You know, we've got the small Enviro, or the medium Enviros. Technically, we have the 10.3 meter 400 MMCs, and we have more small, mid-Enviros. So it's just the Eclipse 3s which do the rural 130, and the SLSs that do town services. So we're just going to unify the town service fleet here to be more, or to be entirely ADL, and we're going to move the StreetLites over to Standard Way, which should enable, well, that won't really enable anything, that's just going to be a movement of buses. But the sort of enabling act, if you will, is going to be moving as many spare Eclipse 3s as possible down to the Jurassic County operation, because they always get the cast-offs. So, I'm going to go into the shift scheduler for tomorrow at Standard Way, specifically. And I'm going to assign bus drivers, and assign buses properly. And the first thing I'm going to do, so VWS, I'm going to make sure that those are all assigned to VWs because they're the same bus basically. It's just that these VWs are bigger than the VWSs. And I'm going to reassign all of these and use as few buses as possible, and then move a decent number of them, like as many of the remainder as I can muster, or as I can stomach, over to Jurassic County at Mallard Road, of course down in Bournemouth. So, I'm going to get on that. I will bring you back when we have something a little bit more interesting to look at when it comes to the eclipses. So, it appears that I can move 8 of these Eclipse 3s over to the other garage, over to Mallard Road. So I'm going to move the 8 oldest ones to Mallard Road, and Standard Way will get an overall slightly newer fleet. I should really make sure... Oh wait, hang on, let's go into... here. Then let's go solo buses. So solo... there. Oh no, there's only 8 at Fitzwygram. Duh, I'm only looking at the right garage. That's not the right one, that's Gospel. There we go, Standard Way. My buses. 73 solo buses. Let's sort by fleet number. There we go. So we have 2125. You are going to go to Mallard Road 2. 2126. Mallard Road 2. 2127. Also going to go to Mallard Road 2. 2128. Mallard Road 2. 2129. Mallard Road 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we have this one to Mallard Road 2. This one to Mallard Road 2. Then I think it's this one to Mallard Road 2. And before I do any more, what's happened here? We've had a problem down here on the 6. Just send out a small MMC. It's this one. The Pride bus needs an engine. There we go. Pride bus needs an engine. And the 115 needs a new assignment. He's not going to be terribly busy. So I'm going to put... I'll put you on it for now. There we go. So, Mallard Road. Is this 2 or 1? This is 2. Good. So we have 2125 and 2129. I think 2129 was the first one. So let's move to Standard Way. Solo buses sort by fleet number. 129, 2130 to Mallard Road. 2131 to Mallard Road. 2132 to Mallard Road. 2133 to Mallard Road. And then the last one will be 2134. I think. I might have moved too many. If I've moved too many, then that's an oof. But we'll start with that. And I'll head down to Mallard Road 2. Just to see what's going on. Okay, you're there to, yeah, why is that there? WV212 or VW2129. Weird. Why is it in the middle? I don't know. But when we have all the buses here, yeah, we're gonna get them in their interim scheme. But while we are here, let's get this into its final scheme, because I believe we have a final scheme for these. I saw some that were slightly different colour, So I think... You know, it's gotten to a point where I'm forgetting what's happening on my own map. Import repaint from... There's Capital Country again. I like that save. I play it a lot. Jurassic County ESMR. Indeed. It's very nice. What else do we have? Who else is waiting? You're here. Let's paint you. ESMR. And let's paint you. ESMR. Beautiful. So, what is happening here with the new buses? Nothing yet. And none of the other Enviro200s are home. So it's just waiting. In fact, I don't think any of the Enviro400s are home either. That fleet are very, very intensely used. So... yeah, the Eclipses are going to move over as and when they become available. As for the SLSs, well, first of all, I'm going to go to the Standard Way garage again for tomorrow and have a look. That seems to be doing alright. We even have a few spare. That feels weird. But my concentration is going to be, or my efforts are going to be concentrated onto the EMs. These things. So I'm going to sort through the EMs and I will bring you back when I have some numbers to give you regards how many of these things we actually need. Okay, so it seems we can only spare one of our EMs. How many of these do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We have 11. Why do we not have 12? 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11? Did I make a mistake somewhere? Either way, how many streetlights do we have? Because I believe we need all of these as well. So we have... let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 12. Oh! I think that's fine. So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to go to tomorrow at Fitzwygram. I'm going to assign this depot. And I'm going to work out how many of the... let me move that. That's making me angry. Yeah, I'm going to see how many streetlights we need. Right, so we actually only need 10 of our streetlights. So I'm going to swap these 12 streetlights for the 11 MMCs, 1 for 1, and I will do that overnight. So, yeah, another thing I'm going to do, actually right now, because I can, is I'm going to head over to Standard Way, and I'm going to move our, where are they? We have 3 ancient Scania, there we are, Optare Esteem-bodied Scanias. They've been in the series basically since the very start, and they've been passed around like hot potatoes, and this is their last pass. All three of them are moving over to Eastleigh temporarily to help out with the recall of the MetroCity, because Eastleigh's fleet is not as roomy as Standard Way's, and their MetroCity fleet is bigger. So that might have to be done over several days. We have a few days until the recall sort of forces itself on us, so it shouldn't be too bad. But yeah, we have many buses left. At least I was able to get these done in one go. Anyway, I will bring you back when it is time to move everything over, do the big swap, etc. Right, so I have done all of the necessary switcheroos. Fitzwygram now has an almost entirely ADL fleet. Well, if you exclude the 130, it is entirely ADL. So almost entirely ADL is correct. Why did I backtrack? And oh, look, there's the last few arriving, or some of the last ones arriving. Just as the game decides to autosave. Oh, there you go. So yes, our very large EM fleet at Fitzwygram, complemented by our 400 MMCs and more EMs. We have so many of these things here. Again, like the 9.7 meter is actually my favourite variant of the Enviro200 MMC. It's such a versatile little bus, and they tend to go pretty well as well. And then we have our lovely B8s. Then over at Standard Way, sticking out a little bit less like a sore thumb, are, hang on, where's the, are our little StreetLites. So, and that of course means that over at Mallard Road Shed 2, we have some Eclipse 3s. And naturally, this is the series where we have interim liveries here. So let's get these painted up in, or, not painted up, just let's get the interim vinyl stuck on. It would help if you run the game. Yeah. Right. B8 RLE interim. Isn't that sweet? Import the B8 interim. I'll take the thumbnail screenshot and I'll see you when all of these have been painted up in their colours. Right, so I'm bringing you back while we're still in the paint shop with this one, because I want to show you what the back says, because when I do my interims I normally put like a little friendly thing on the back as like our little poster, and that's what that says here. Just arrived from Fareham and be smart and dub soon, It's just standard sort of Jurassic County, I'm not looking my best yet, but there we go. And of course we have my usual roof detail. You might, if you're watching this in 1080, you might just be able to see there's some like black, very thin black lines flashing about, where I've, made the MR look like it's on a sticker over the SW. Then if we head over to Eastleigh, we have sent off 8 of the MetroCities for their recall, which means we will just about have enough time, maybe. But we have a few extras. Actually, that's a thing, we have a few extras at other garages. So I'm going to go and take all of our doubles Hang on. I've lost where I am. There we go, that one, and that one, and this one, and this one. Because at some of our... like, we have a few spares elsewhere. So I'm going to move some of these across so that I can send more over. Because I forgot about the spare Enviros that we have at Hedge End. So let's just get everyone moved across. Starting nice and early. See what we can do with just these 6. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the ones that finish as early as possible. There we go. So, we want... oh, 1305, can I do any better than that? I can. So, our earliest finish is 12:30. Oh. Oh, okay. Yeah, I knew this was going to happen. That's happened. So, how many do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. I think we have about 10 Enviros going spare at the other garage. Or at Hedge End. So, I'm going to put 2 more out on morning runs. And that is... how many more can I send off? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Another 8. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Away you go. Which means we are now left with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nice. I like when numbers work out like that. It's called having 24 of them. So, yeah, we're going to draft in some Enviro200s from Hedge End to assist. And the game's just crashed. Right, I've now recovered all the progress after the crash. We're all good. That took all of 10 minutes. That was great. Love when that happens. Something I have just realised, however, is that the gradient steps on the front of this are the wrong way round. Yeah, like, we should still have a few of the Enviro200s in the interim scheme. Yeah, you see they do that. It's yellow on the left, the dark yellow on the right. You know, as if you were looking at a bus, as if you were looking at the offside. Oh no, not the offside, the near side of a bus. Whereas this is looking... it's also the stripes are the wrong way round, like the angle. Anyway, well, they would be the right way round if the colours were the right way round. Let's put it like that. But I'm not going to have an episode of this series where we don't do something. And we have just moved some buses over to Mallard Road. So, I think it's time we serve this area. What is it called? Hold on. You are called Sandbanks. Of course you are. So, I believe we are odd numbers from Bournemouth. So let's have a look what we have in the yellows that are odd. We have the 1, we have the 3, We don't have the 5, but I'm not wasting that number on this. We have a 7. We have an 11. So I think we will have the routes to Sandbanks be the 8 and 9. 8 to Poole, 9 to Bournemouth. And we will start that with the 9, which will run from Bournemouth Station to Sandbanks. Where exactly it will run, I'm working that out. I think we're going to have it run to Westbourne. Then it'll come down here, round Branksome Chine, and then down this way and around, like so. So, let's standard bus route and get going with the 9 from Bournemouth to Sandbanks. And there is the 9 from Bournemouth to Sandbanks via Westbourne. This route is going to run at a frequency that gives it a vehicle requirement of 6. I am not overly fussed whether that means it's every 20 minutes or every 15, but I want it to land somewhere in there ideally. If I was to put a number to it, I want a vehicle requirement of 6 because we have 8 buses. Let's see. With 4 timing points, it says a round trip will take 70 minutes. And it's 35 minutes exactly each way, which is nice. Because that means it's going to be easy to work out. So let's give it 2 minutes at Bournemouth Square, because that's major. Then we'll give it 1 minute at Post Office, another minute at County Gates, because Westbourne, I assume, gets very, very congested. Then we'll give it a minute at Canford Cliffs Parade, because there's some shops there. Want to give people time to get on and off the bus with all of their staff. 31 minutes, and Sandbanks Ferry, that can have 3 minutes of allotted break, and head back after 45 minutes from Bournemouth. So we'll have the first bus be at 5:08. And the last bus be at midnight 08, yeah, and it'll run up to every 15 minutes. So I get the rest of the timetable done in a happy little jump cut. And the timetable for the 9 is now complete, running between Bournemouth and Sandbanks up to every 15 minutes during the week and every 20 minutes on Sundays, with some interesting use of a lack of layout, or an interesting sort of lack of layovers. And here's the magic number: buses needed for the route, at least 6. I was bang on. So I'm going to activate the route, and I will bring you back when we have an Eclipse 3 to look at on the 9. And it is now time to join HB67 SBA on its first ever run with Jurassic County Busways on the first run of the 9 from Sandbanks into Bournemouth. The 5:23 from Sandbanks due to arrive at Bournemouth Station at 6:03. These Eclipse 3s moved earlier in the episode from Solent Blue at the Standard Way garage over to the Mallard Road garage, the headquarters of Jurassic County Busways. And they will remain on the 9 until they are no longer useful on the 9, until they're too small. now we're just coming through Westbourne now, which is very busy. There's a lot going on there, to the point that I put in 2 timing points just to maybe have buses running a bit slower through there, as I feel is prototypical. You can just about see on the right-hand edge of the screen, it's just gone behind the bus recall. The Pride bus for Jurassic County, which is VE1. I can't remember the license plate. I know it ends in VEA. I know that. But I can't remember the rest of it. Anywho. Yeah, so today's been a very, very busy episode. We've got a lot done. Hopefully PostMe will be able to edit this down to my usual length of between 30 and 40 minutes. Because believe it or not, that is the length I do try and aim for. And yeah, so today's been very busy. We've done a lot of preparation for the end of the recall. We just arrived at Bournemouth. So yeah, we've done a lot of preparation for the next part of the MetroCity recall, which is going to affect this area, the Romsey Runners batch, having finished dealing with the Porchester batch for their recall. We have also swapped the StreetLite shorts, the SLS types, at Fitzwygram Way for the 9.7 meter MMCs, the EM types, at Standard Way. So now Standard Way is almost entirely Wrightbus, and Fitzwygram is almost entirely ADL. So, that, I think, rounds it off. So I am going to return to the Mallard Road garage, Shed 2, and finish things off by looking at some of our beautiful Wright Eclipse 3s. And on that note, I will see you next week on the South Coast. Bye bye.